name is Astrid Martinez, and this is my testimony. I was born in Medellin, Colombia, during a time where my country had endured about 40 years of civil war. My country was being torn apart by corruption, crime, and lots of violence. A lot of people know Medellin from documentaries or shows that you watch on TV, Narcos, but it's different when you lived it. What I did a lot to try to escape was watch a lot of TV. Through TV, I felt like I could have a different future. I tried to live vicariously through other people's lives, just to imagine that there would be a better tomorrow. We had the opportunity in the mid-'80s to come to the US, tore us apart because they had to, from the only place we knew. So they came here, 3 kids, no English, no money in their pockets to start a better life. It was difficult assimilating, trying to just be in a whole new place without any help, any friends, just starting from scratch. You don't even know the language. So in 1989, we decided, like, hey, let's try to go back to Colombia. Maybe things are better. Remember one time we tried to visit family member from Medellin to Bogota. We took a bus, and this is when people were like, don't drive across the country. And I just remember being in the back seat of a car. My parents were in the front, my brother and I were in the back. We fell asleep because it was an 8-hour drive. And I woke up and I looked up to my left and I saw this big army tank with this gun, you know, where the missile part of it that just shoots out, pointing over our car. And looked to my right, it was a mountainside, and people dressed in camouflage just shooting back down at each other. And all I could hear at this time was like, it was like a rain of bullets coming down. My parents were no longer in the car. I didn't know where they were. So I woke up my little brother, picked him up, got out of the car, like ran as, you know, ducking what you would see in a movie or a video game. And I went to look, because we were in a really small car, I went to look for the closest place where we could hide, and I saw a bus, and I saw people under the bus hiding. 10 minutes later, everything stopped. So Sunday morning when we woke up the next day, I remember we were gonna go to church. So I remember walking around the block, going to church, and the bank was right across the street from the church. That had been blown up to pieces. And I remember looking to my right and looking at the wall of the church. And there was just like carnage of people's bodies smeared against the wall. So that was the last straw. And my parents were like, okay, we have to leave again. We can't stay in this country. It just keeps getting worse and worse. And came back to the US for a second time. This was in the early 90s, and just started all over again. And I just thought, because my world was broken, that I was broken. So I remember for a long time, from my teens into my 20s, it was a journey of really, I was always trying to fit in, because I didn't think I was going to be accepted. I wanted to do everything I could to assimilate, to be perfect, for people to like me. I guess fast forward to years later, I realized that you're not perfect, and people are going to accept you for who you are if you accept yourself first, to stop trying to just be so hard on yourself to make sure everyone likes you. I think the most important thing is when you like yourself and you're so real, that shines through, and that's what really will win yourself over and other people over if they're meant to be in your circle, in your space. Who can imagine that years later, I'm now working on TV. I am living the dream that I always wanted since I was a little girl, but I didn't think it would be attainable, especially for someone that doesn't have, you know, a deep bank account. But it's nice to know that if you come from meager beginnings, work hard, no matter, you know, where you come from, if you're resilient, if you work hard, you've got good values and family behind you, you can do whatever you want. And I feel like this is my testimony to that.